already. We were in Sri Lanka, and all these people from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, they are our own people. I always say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. World is a big family. So, we educators, we believe that we are one family. That is why I am so happy here today to be sharing things for education. And I am saying sharing because all of you are treasures of knowledge. So maybe it is going to be a repetition, but that is required and it will be done in a different way for everyone. We have got individual styles. So I am going to do that. And why we have gathered here today? Because of the transformations in education. We faced, all of us faced the pandemic situation and we came very close to each other. And we were meeting virtually, maybe every week, all of us. And now, because pandemic is over and it is a 360 degrees turn, in many fields, but in education, it is a paradigm shift. All of you know, online education has come, blended teaching learning has come. And now, as I want to tell you about myself, I am a doctorate in chemistry from IIT Roorkee. Then I have done my bachelor in education with a gold medal. And then I have done my master's in education from Mumbai University. Why? Because I wanted to teach the children. I wanted to come to the school education. I have taught in the university, Mumbai University and University at Baroda. But then I took up a challenge of, reforming the education, the school education. And now we are talking about the children, pre-primary children, ECCE, early childhood education. And in India, the government, they had made the educators, they have made the National Education Policy 2020. And first time, in education, so much importance is given to the early childhood education. And that is what we should discuss today, but I am going to discuss in a different way. Though all of you can see it here, that foundational literacy and numeracy, this is what is the first part of NEP 2020 India. So all of you know that reading, writing is important at the very early stage. But do you think that is the only important thing? There are other important things today because of the 21st century skills which are introduced and they are highlighted after the pandemic. They are the 21st century skills. They were there in their education, but they are highlighted now. And after pandemic, we want to integrate different types of skills into the new, numeracy, reading, writing, and then maths. You are telling them numbers, that is numeracy. Just go to the next, though I am not going to discuss much about it. I want to tell you the story also. Okay, it is universal literacy and numeracy for these pre-primary and primary children. I always like to tell the stories because I want to go a little bit different than what is given here, literacy and numeracy. So what we are telling, that we have to change our styles of teaching, learning and the pedagogies. The new pedagogies have come, storytelling pedagogy, creative pedagogy, then, game-based pedagogy. And that is really going to be there. And in Bhutan, I have heard it is, a center of happiness. And the children are very happy there. They don't give them any stress that you have to learn it, you have to memorize it, and then you have to write it. They don't give them tension. The children, they learn at their own pace. So it is individual studies, It is not that in a group everybody has to go at his or her own pace. The child can learn. So that kind of, flexibility you have to give in your classes, early childhood classes. So I will tell you a story. Maybe I am repeating it for you. What happened, The Einstein, he was a great scientist. And he was a teacher like all of us, a professor in a big university. He was a German. And he has given theory of relativity. So what happened, he set a paper, and then paper was given in the examination fine. First year, it was very good. Okay? Then next year also, the same question paper was given for the exams. People, they thought a little bit different, okay? The same paper is repeated. Third year also, the same paper, question paper was given in the exam. And then, the supervisor, how it happens. She had gone running to Einstein sir's room and she said, "Sir, third year also the same question paper is given." Einstein was very cool. He said, "Fine, that's really good. What's the problem in that? See, the questions will remain the same, but the answers will change." Okay? The answers change, the questions remain same. For example, if I ask you that if I was asking you in 2018 whether the mobile should be given to the students or not, what will be your answer? 2018, mobile should be given to the students? What will be your answer? No. But today, if I ask you whether mobile should be given to the students or not, the answer is yes. So this is how the questions, they remain the same, but the answers change. So also, the teaching, learning methods have changed so much, and it is a coincidence that with the pandemic, the National Education Policy 2020 has come. So this is how we have to teach the story through the stories, the storytelling pedagogy. And so I don't think that we have to see all this, but still, because it is given, go to the next page. We can just see, because NEP is telling us that it should be a game-based pedagogy and the student should enjoy the happiness curriculum is there. So we need to just see this. So rote learning, it just should not be there, should not be encouraged. What is rote learning? What we were doing in traditional teaching learning system, we were memorizing things. And yesterday in the school you had seen, the student had memorized, You remember yesterday's visit? And they have not understood the concept. And second thing, the language. There was a language barrier, even if they were knowing the concept. So NEP has given that much relaxation that you can, in the early stages, use any language. It is a communication. See, now Bangladeshis are there. They are going to think in which language? Bangla. Sri Lankans, they are going to think in which language? Sinhali, right? Indians in Hindi, Gujaratis in Gujarati, French in French language. So the languages should not be barrier. And some common language like English, I don't give that much importance to this language because there are other Sanskrit, their Latin is there, and maybe Bhutan is there, maybe Bangla and Sri Lankan languages are very good. So this is what NEP is telling, that we have got 3 or 4 language formula, set in such a way that every state can learn their own state languages. So that way this is what NEP is giving next. And certain pace and everything, inclusiveness also we should talk about. So this is what we are telling, that just forget 3 hours exams, standardized exams, 3 hours, right? 3 hours, 1 year studies. How can you assess a student's ability in 3 hours? I have no idea. But this is what we were doing for last 100 years. I did my schooling, I did my university, then I was teaching the students, and till today the same thing is coming, 3 hours exams. No, that was not correct. And now what kind of exam assessment is there? All of you might be knowing. The change in the assessment is that we are having activity-based teaching learning, right? You give activity and then competency-based education. Okay? Competency means what the student can do, right? What skills he has learned. Whether he can sing well, he can, lyric the songs, he can make music for the song, he can act well, he is good in, this computing, robotics, and all those things. Or maybe writing the stories like Shakespeare and Kalidas and all those writers, writing the poetries. Why they are repeating the same poetries, they are chanting the, just poetries and stories, they have to mug up and then they are producing in the examination. So that kind of teaching learning is not there today because, this is a fifth revolution, right? Fifth revolution is going to knock at the door. First was coal and all, then industrialization, then green revolution, and then the fourth revolution, digitalization, all of you know. What is there is the fifth, robotics, machine learning, computational things, and all that, virtual things. And if you have 3 hours exams, the students are going to put these lenses on their eyes, and then they can write whatever you want. They don't have to memorize it. And for emotions also, this robotics will help you, or maybe this new digital system will help you. Virtual teaching learning, if you want to feel, very blissful, you can do that. So that those kind of things are coming. So we have to change the education. Okay, next, is there next? So now, what we have to do? Now the question arises, if we are leaving behind the traditional system of teaching learning, then what we are going to do? So let all of us share what we are going to do, and especially for the children at the induction level, they learn most in first 4 and 5 years. So we have to do everything with them, project-based learning, research-based learning, life skills, and 21st century skills, collaboration, critical thinking, creative thinking, and communication. Communication is the most important thing. You are having digital marketing. So you have to instill them those things only, not just learning the poetry, twinkle, twinkle, little star, and all that. Let them make their own poetries, whatever. Experiential learning. So all these things should be there. And this is what is written here, which I am not going to repeat. I will show you one video.
Sunflowers, like water lily, needs lots of water. Sunflower needs lots of sunshine, and some plants and flowers, they need shade and different type of environment. Similarly, in a class, we have got children with multiple intelligence. Some of them are auditory learners, some of them are visual learners, while some of them are kinesthetic learners. What I mean to say is that some of them, they can do very good drawing and painting, some have interest in music, while some have interest in technology, and even some of them have interest in sports. Therefore, we have to teach these children according to their needs individual differences, then what are we waiting for? Let's share this wonderful topic of multiple intelligence.
I'm talking about the multiple intelligence, and it is of not only this auditory and visual and all that, there are other intelligence also, So that is some people, they are doing work on their some children. They think on their own, they do everything on their own. So that is intrapersonal. And then we have got interpersonal also. So that is that you have to teach the children as per the multiple intelligence. That you are making a lesson plan in which everything is included. Some slides, some music, some activities, like that. And now the values. What we have to teach the students at that primary, pre-primary level, the values. So please start with values. Next video, values. So at that level, you have to teach them the values. Because values are very important. And then they have to respect their parents, they have to be friendly, they have to be patriotic. So please listen to them.
Let's talk about values today. Values are very important in lives. The values are like seeds. As the seeds germinate into a plant and then into a tree, the branches of the tree spreads all over. Similarly, the values, they start from an individual. Then from an individual to the family, to the community, and then to the society, and to the systems, to the institution, and to the land. Then it encompasses the whole planet, that means the whole world. The word value is derived from a Latin word, valere. It means the reflection of one's behavior on others. We should always try to inculcate values in ourselves. Then we should teach the children, the students, the values. Any good society, it rests on the value system. In the olden times, the values were being transferred to the young generation through the education and also through the elders, as Dada Dadi ki kahani. The elders, they used to tell the story. As you all know, that research is considered to be a cup of tea for the higher studies institutions, like maybe after the masters or after the bachelor's degree. But I want to tell you my
Here, backbenchers,
that
you cannot hear.
be used for the primary classes as well. And for that, we can really give wonderful teaching, learning environment to the primary students. For example, if we are giving project-based research to the primary school children, then we can even write a thesis on that. So, for a teacher also, it will be a research thesis. What we can do? We can give a project which is connected to the curriculum of that particular level of the students. We can say third standard students. Then, suppose we select the project about the oceans. And of course it can be a multidisciplinary. Like they will just collect
the pictures about what is there inside the ocean, which are the different animals or creatures in the water. So they can collect lot of pictures and information that the big fishes, the small fishes, and then some other type of aquatic animals, aquatic plants. So that is a research only. So research means re-exploring, and then they can make a PPT. They can use lots of ICT to just present their research paper about what is there inside the ocean and the different depths, and what is the role of sunlight which is reaching the inner layers of the sea, and on those particular regions what kind of plants or animals are found. So that way, this kind of research projects may be conducted for
Different time, how much I tell you that what different types of teaching learning methods, especially the research-based method, you should. And you should also research-based. Present your research paper on this platform. Now we are doing the keynote speaking, but next time sir is going to ask you people that how you are teaching your class, which new method you have used. Please present the research.